What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Mostly Wrong Opinions, Rewind Edition. I'm Tyrone. That's Devin. Wait, before you get up out of your seat to go get that toast, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
They're eating
right
toast?
There. I don't know, maybe. Hit the like button while you're at it. Now, on to this episode. We are about to get to a movie that came out in 1996 starring Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson.
It's like peak Samuel Jackson.
Peak. It is A Long Kiss Goodnight.
What if you couldn't remember your real name, your first kiss, or your last goodbye?
I don't remember.
Honey, you have an ETA on that carrot?
Stow it.
And then suddenly,
I used to do this. I'm a chef.
Gina Davis, she's a school teacher. She lives in a wonderful house. She got a daughter and everything, and a husband, and everything just seems fine. But she keeps on having these freaking dreams and memories.
Wait, you backed up. She was born only 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was born 8 years ago. That's right.
My name is Samantha King. At least I think it is. You might not believe it to look at me, but I was born only 8 years ago on a beach in New Jersey. I entered the world fully grown, wearing clothes I don't remember buying.
She has amnesia.
Yeah,
and
so she remembers nothing before 8 years ago, and she was just born in this world pregnant.
Yeah, 2 months pregnant. She has these flashbacks of things of something that she does not know.
She's been hiring detectives all around the country trying to figure out who she is and where she came from, but no one could find anything, so.
8 years. Except for my name, all traces are lost. I used to hire expensive detectives. Now I'm down to the cheap ones. Doesn't seem to matter. The woman I was, the one I used to be, she's gone. I've kissed her goodnight.
She's like, whatever, I'll just move forward with my life and live great as a school teacher until suddenly this like ragtag hustler actually find some information on her. And she's like, well, hey, let's follow this to the end because some weird things are happening. People are breaking into her house and saying weird things to her, calling her Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. Long time.
She's like, okay, I gotta figure out all this stuff. So she goes with Sam Jackson, who's the ragtag detective, to find out about her past.
Yeah, and it's very, very action-y, man. It kind of felt John Woo-ish.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, and the John Woo thing also comes in because a lot of the action is because it's 1996. It's done practically. Like,
yes,
when things blow up, they blew something up. You know what I'm saying? And it looked incredible. It was a great explosion at the end. And we'll get there. But this tanker explodes on this bridge, and it's like, ooh, 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 it's insane. I'm like, whoa. I forgot how cool real explosions actually are. I've been watching so much CGI garbage. I forgot how awesome cool explosions are. And cars are flipping around and falling all on the road. It's incredible.
Don't hit the cars!
That may have been like a model that they exploded.
Yeah, but something's on fire.
Something's on fire. Yeah. And they made it,
In a Marvel movie, nothing's on fire. It's just maybe a computer because the computer's working overtime.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. I like that.
Appreciate it. So she goes with Sam Jackson, this is like peak Sam Jackson. This is like raw, distilled Sam Jackson. Interestingly, Sam Jackson says this is his favorite character he's ever played.
Do you have any favorite performances? Like,
my favorite is just kind of wacky, kind of private detective, kind of crazy dude, Mitch Hennessy from Long Kiss Goodnight.
Really?
And that includes all of his great characters with Quentin Tarantino. He says this one is his number one.
How'd you find us? There may be many reasons not to kill you, but among them is not that you'll be missed by NASA. I found the address in your coat. Here, between the address of a topless bar and the picture of what looks like a man's penis.
That's a duck, not a dick.
And I can see why, because this is where you get he's almost like stereotypical Sam Jackson. Every other word is a curse word. He is like sassy and sharp the whole time.
Yeah.
And the music, oh man, he's got some great music drops. Like it's great. Like he's got this great scene where he's getting dressed and he zips up his pants like zip, and then goes ding 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 ding. It's so cool. But it turns out, I guess, is this a spoiler? Who cares? This movie's...
It's 1996, man. It's 26 years old.
Yeah. Turns out that Gina Davis's real name is Charlie Baltimore, and she used to be a spy, an undercover spy for the CIA. Her cover was a school teacher, and that's when she lost her memory, when she was like undercover. So that's why she's like bought her cover. And that's also why none of the investigators have been able to find anything, and on and on and on. But when she got knocked out, she was trying to shut down this like terrorist ring. And now that she's essentially back in the public, because her face was all over the news, because she was like in a Christmas parade, all the terrorists are like, yo, we gotta kill this agent.
Because she had got shot in the head. And it's like a piece. It's like, how do you get shot in the head and then fall over a cliff into the... Come on, man.
It's a movie. Like it's one of those things that I like about these old, like we talked about with Con Air, like this kind of like genre that's just like not there anymore, where the movie does not take itself all that seriously. And so you're right. I totally forgot about that. She gets shot in the head and falls off a cliff, and it's like she should be dead. That's why everybody thought she was dead, because she should be.
She should be dead.
Yeah. But then if you really think about all the crazy things she went through in the movie. She gets shot in the head, falls off a cliff. And then 8 years later, she's in a car crash where she's freaking ejected out of the car. And she survives. Like, whoa.
Hey, R.I.P. to the deer, bro.
Oh, yeah. And her passenger, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. That dude is gone.
Yeah. Luckily
he
for
was
him,
gone within the fire.
Yeah. Luckily for him, though, he was drunk, so maybe he didn't feel anything. But yeah, the deer kicked him in the face, then he lit on fire. It was terrible.
Hey, that kind of reminded me of Evil Dead. That whole scene.
Yeah, it did. And kind of another funny thing is they never mentioned that guy ever again. He came to their Christmas party. Was he like a blood relative? I don't know, but whatever it was, he died in a car crash and burned alive next to Gina Davis, and she was like, man. Anyway, like, moved on.
It was a weird little scene where she was in the kitchen. And she was chopping up stuff because I guess she was going really slow. And all of a sudden she started chopping it real fast and this stuff.
Hun? Look at something, will you?
And then the little girl and the father was throwing her food and stuff like that. And it was like, play some stupid, crazy saxophone music. And then,
Where to go? Okay, bye.
And
she's like, I was a chef. That's what I used to be.
And then she takes the knife, throws it into the orange in midair, and it catches on the door.
Pins it to the door.
Like, yo. And then the line was, chefs do that.
Yeah, and the husband was like,
no,
they don't do that.
They don't do that. I think one of the reasons why we kind of decided to like review this movie and talk about it was because last week on previous episode we was talking about Moon Knight, and we were talking about Oscar Isaac and how he's able to interchange between Steven and Mark very easy and fluently, and it reminded me of Charlie and Samantha. And there's a scene where she is at her desk and she's looking in the mirror and she sees Charlie after opening up this briefcase and have all this like freaking awesome tools and stuff in there. And it's like, it's haunting, it's like, it's really haunting her like a second personality. And even when it actually comes through to an awesome scene, one of my favorite scenes when she's being waterboarded in the water. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
When she comes back, Sam Jackson even talks to her and says, if Samantha's in there, I liked her better. I was like, yo, man, this is This is cool.
Yeah, like, and that waterboarding scene is great because they waterboard her in like some freezing cold water. It's not actually a waterboard; they more like dipper, like raise up and down the water.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she goes into the water as Samantha, and she's like, help! And she comes out, and she's like Charlie. She's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, oh, that's really great. I love that scene. That was great. But thematically, and this is stuff that I never picked up as a kid. Thematically, I liked that this movie kind of had a little depth to it, right? So Samantha was frumpy and nice. She loved openly and freely and wanted to be loved. Where Charlie Baltimore, her other person, her real personality, was angry and mad, and she says life is pain and things like that, right? Yeah. But you could tell both of these two people are really just one half of one person, right? So the actual Charlie Baltimore, the actual person, she never experienced like a full life, right? She'd never combined her two needs together, right? Both her need for violence and outbursts, but also her need to like love herself, right? So as the movie goes on, she starts to like combine her Charlie Baltimore and Samantha personalities together, and she turns out to be better than ever. And I was like, hey, this movie's got some things going on in here. I like it. I was kind of expecting it to be kind of brain dead, but it wasn't, and that was a pleasant surprise.
When she's in the Charlie Baltimore persona, she doesn't care about her kid. She's like, it wasn't even her choice to have the kid and all this stuff. And then, by the end of the film, she's like, she'll die for this kid.
Right.
As Charlie Baltimore and Samantha in one body.
That's right. I was not old enough to get most of the jokes. And as an adult, I just thought this movie was hilarious. Like, Sam Jackson was like, so funny.
This is a real big fucking gun.
This ain't no ham on rye, pal.
What the hell are you doing?
Saving your life. I would have been here sooner, but I was thinking up that ham on rye line.
You're always this stupid, or did you take lessons?
I took lessons.
Hey, what? I still got this fucking gun.
And I was thoroughly entertained, and it made me, so much of this movie made me kind of, this is weird, happy that I was watching it, but also kind of sad, like that we don't get these kind of movies anymore. Like, this movie is just fun. That's all this movie is. It's not trying to build out a franchise. It's not trying to go for a sequel. It is just trying to have fun. And it wants you to have fun. And I enjoyed that so much. That was great.
I'm telling you, man, it was just fun, dude. Yeah. When Sam Jackson can get kicked out of a car, sit there on the curb, lay there, smoke a cigarette. You don't have fun movies in the theaters anymore because there's it's an objective to hit a number, objective to hit that number so you can get to the next movie that's going to be a sequel to hit more numbers.
It's like a franchise type deal, and this wasn't that at all.
Yeah, instead of making fun art.
Although behind the scenes a bit, apparently. And this is ironic considering our last conversation too. Shane Black and Gina Davis, they wanted more female action stars. So supposedly, Shane Black wrote this script kind of just to shop it around, not really expecting it to be made into a film. Just to say like, hey, look, women can be in action films too. Here's a script. And then the script got bought for $4 million, which at the time was the most expensive script that's ever been bought. Like, and Shane Black said he had to back away from writing for a while because he got kind of a target on his back after selling this script. So it's ironic because last week we talked about how they should just make unique movies for women and blah blah blah, but people don't watch it. And ironically, this movie did not do very well in theaters, which is a shame.
It's a shame, man.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get to the rating of A Long Kiss Goodnight. I enjoyed this film then. I enjoyed this film now. Seeing some of the nuance within this film of today compared to certain things that happened in the past, I really appreciate it as an adult now. Gina Davis is great. Samuel L. Jackson is amazing in this too, man. And I'm just gonna have to give this film a 8.5.
Great. I'm going to copy you and give it an 8.5 as well. I thought Sam Jackson absolutely stole the show. I was very nostalgic watching this film.
You normally don't feel that way.
I don't like it. I don't like it when people want you to feel nostalgic. It's not that I don't like nostalgia. I don't like it when they try to force me to feel nostalgic. And when the whole movie is all about nostalgia. This movie is not really concerned about me being nostalgic, right? I just felt nostalgic because one, I remember actually watching this on VHS. That's one. Two, this film is actually shot on film, obviously, because it's from 1996, and you can see like the grit. There's like a grit in like an actual film,
yes.
And it just looks different. It's like a texture to the image. It just looks so much, I don't know, more interesting. My eye likes it a lot more than digital camera.
And back then, with these films that's being made on film, it made an actor a better actor because there's so many chances that you could not mess up that much because this film is very expensive, and for you to mess up on a shot, what's my line? Oh, gotta cut this off and then reel it together to be able to get it's too much to edit in the editing room.
Exactly. And like you said before, film is expensive. So people were like, do not waste film. That was like the director's main job, is to make sure the actors hit their marks and set their lines without wasting too much film. You're totally right. So you get a different kind of performance too, that's actually a really good point, Tyrone. Yeah. But I really enjoyed this film. I wish they made, this makes me sound like an old man, but I wish they made more movies like this nowadays. Instead of so much. Yeah, I know. Instead of so much like franchise stuff, I just like movies that are just fun, and that's it. And speaking of fun, you know what's interesting about the movie is supposedly in the script and the first cut of the film as well, Sam Jackson died, right? After he got shot, I believe it was after he got shot, he's supposed to die in the car. He says, I can't drive anymore, and he dies, right? But apparently, when they screen tested the film, everyone loved Sam Jackson so much. They're like, your movie's great, but you killed Sam Jackson, so low rating. And so they were like, oh hell no. So they went back and reshot some stuff with him and Larry King and saying that he survived. So I thought that was really great.
Oh, that was hilarious.
What Carla failed to realize, Mr. King, is that I'm always frank and earnest with women. In New York, I'm frank. In Chicago, I'm earnest.
He was a dirtbag back in the day, and he's still a dirtbag now.
He's like, y'all get it? Y'all get the joke? I got it. You get it. That's what he looked like.
And Larry King's like, all right.
Okay. Devin and I agreed on this. 8.5 across the board. I'd rent this on Amazon Prime. $3.99, man. Yeah. It ain't on no streaming things, but hey, it's so worth it. Go ahead and get to A Long Kiss Goodnight.
Gina Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, The Long Kiss Goodnight, directed by Rennie Harlan.
Well, I thank you for coming to this channel, clicking on our faces. You guys have been great to us. We went up a couple subscribers since the last time, man. People been checking this out, filling out flavor. You feel me? Whatever it is. You know, lemon pepper dry. So
it's just getting weirder and weirder. Last week you talking about sitting on people. This week is lemon pepper dry.
Do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button right there to the left. It's big and red and shiny. All right.
It is.
And while you're at it, you can go ahead and put that thumbs up if you like this review. Or you can put that thumbs down and be like, I like everything digital. I like everything Marvel and DC. They rule my whole world and viewing pleasure in my eyeballs. If you want to, that is your opinion. But just remember one thing. It is mostly wrong. Go back in time. Jeez. Enjoy stuff.
Keyword on wrong.
Wrong.